a guided walking tour of San Diego's Pacific Beach, Boardwalk, and Crystal Pier. I'm Chris. This is Yellow Productions. I do travel guides that are fun, informative, entertaining, and in this video, I'm going to be walking you down this boardwalk through Pacific Beach to Crystal Pier that you can see just off in the distance right there. And I'll be talking about what we see as we go. By the way, this video is part of my California beach tour walking series. I've got more walking tours of Santa Monica Pier, Mission Beach just down to the south. You can check those out at the end of this video in a link in the description below. Now, this boardwalk in Pacific Beach has 3 miles of sandy beaches. Pacific Beach is just to the north of Mission Beach and just to the south of La Jolla. That's the hill we see in the distance. The boardwalk here is more narrow than it is in Mission Beach, and Pacific Beach definitely has more of a party vibe than Mission Beach does. I would say Mission Beach is popular with the teens and the 20s, and Pacific Beach is popular with the 20s and the 30s. This is where the college crowd and the early working crowd comes to party. With that, there's a lot more restaurants and bars. You'll find the food and the drinking to be better here in Pacific Beach than it is in Mission Beach. Lining the boardwalk, we have gift shops on the right-hand side. We also have a little set of these beachfront huts here where you can get ice cream, you can get tacos, you can get burgers in this kind of quaint little seaside looking village. I should point out that I'm starting this walk at Pacific Beach Drive, which is the southernmost part of Pacific Beach. One of the biggest problems is parking in Pacific Beach. It's really limited. There's no big parking lots. Today I actually parked in this Promenade shopping mall. It's $5 an hour, which is not cheap, but if you're just here for a short period and you want to park for an hour or two, that's a good place to do it because there's lots of parking in the underground parking garage. The Lahaina Beach House is a super popular, super famous beachfront bar here in PB, as the locals call it. A lot of outdoor seating to drink, and of course it has great views of the ocean right here. Now on this boardwalk, you'll see skateboarders, you'll see roller skaters, you'll see bicyclists, and because it's narrow, if you're coming here, you should be really careful because sometimes people on the bikes and the skateboards are not paying a ton of attention. If you're looking to rent surfboards, get surf lessons, there's a place right here, the Pacific Beach Surf Shop, just next to Lahaina's, that you can rent all of those things for your surfing or biking pleasure. Today it's a day in April. It's fairly windy, so we have the spring break crowd that's out here. The water a bit too cold to go in it, which is why we don't see many people in the water. Pacific Beach is also well known for its surfing. Some of the best surfing spots in Pacific Beach are just to the north of Crystal Pier, in what's known as the Tourmaline Surf Park. It's a really slow, relaxed, good longboard wave if you are into surfing. Now this place on the right, this is the Beach Bungalow Hostel. If you're looking for a place to stay where you can hang out with some other young folks, you can check out the Beach Bungalow Hostel. It is right next to Ocean's Ice Cream, screen building where you can get some ice cream and some hot dogs. Along this boardwalk and this oceanfront, there are a number of hotels, motels, beachfront lodging. None of them are probably that fantastic. Again, it's the party folks that come here, and so don't be expecting these hotels to be lavish places to stay. You are booking them more for the location than you are for the vibe itself. This is another kind of cool-ish place that's here. It's called the Beach Cottages. They have like a little 2 or 3 story motel looking thing back, and then you can book these 1-story cottages out in front. I've not been inside them, so I don't know how they look inside, but I do know that, boy, the location is like 10 steps to the beach, and so that is pretty neat. Now, biking, if you do come to bike here, The kind of biking route that people take is from Pacific Beach down to Mission Beach. You can do it all around Mission Bay if you want to. That's actually the route that I really like to take. It's about 13-ish miles if you go all around Mission Bay. Takes you by SeaWorld, takes you by the 5 freeway. So that's a nice route with almost zero cars because they've got all these dedicated bike paths. Here's a restaurant called Baja Beach Cafe. Another great place to enjoy the view. I will point out that roller skates don't work very well in the sand. And that is definitely something to be aware of if you're roller skating here. The sand does come up on the boardwalk, which makes it a little tricky in certain spots for roller skates. This area right here used to have parking right along the boardwalk, but because of the pandemic, they've allowed these bars and restaurants to open up onto the street, so the parking's currently closed. But the water bar here, popular bar in PB, now has a lot of outdoor seating. Also, right next to it, you can see there's a line to get in. Then this one, the PB Shore Club, also super popular. The two big streets you'll want to be familiar with if you're coming here are Grand Avenue and Garnett Avenue. Those are the two big roads that will take you perpendicular from the beach out to the 5 freeway. Grand Avenue is the least trafficy road to get in here. Garnett Avenue is the one that has the most restaurants and bars in it. So if you're looking to do some bar hopping, not on the beach, but a little bit more inland, that'll be on Garnett Avenue. This is the main Lifeguard Tower in Pacific Beach. Just like Mission Beach, it is lifeguarded all year round here with some dedicated swim zones out in front of this Lifeguard Tower. If you're looking for public restrooms, there's a number of them along this boardwalk. I think the ones in front of the main Lifeguard Tower are the best because they are the newest. This is also in line with Grand Avenue. This is right where Grand Avenue meets the water. There's a neat pelican statue right here. So if you're looking for that selfie spot, definitely take a selfie with the pelican in front of the Lifeguard Tower. When we pass the Lifeguard Tower, the boardwalk now starts to rise up from the beach and it goes on top of the bluffs. It gets wider as we go this way. So this is kind of a good spot to walk if you don't feel like you want to get run over by the bikes and the skateboards. Also, this section that's raised up a bit has some more benches that you can sit on. This is a great place to go get a burrito, get some tacos, get a sandwich, and just eat it right here on these benches and enjoy the ocean view. On the right, there's Glazed Coffee and Creamery, so you can get some coffee and some ice cream, sit at their tables, or sit at those benches there on the left. Something new in the last few years is they've been allowing more vendors to come out here to the beach. Today, we've got somebody who's got some artistic skateboards, looks like some fluorescent art in the back, and some watercolors of Crystal Pier. And so Crystal Pier is that pier we see out there, and I'm going to come up a little closer to it so we can just see the pier from the side and talk about it, and then we're going to go ahead and walk down it. But what is really unique about this pier is that there are actually cottages on the pier. So you can see this wooden pier right here, and you can actually get a cottage over the water on this pier. If you are looking for the most unique place to stay in Pacific Beach, it is in those cottages on the pier. Let's go ahead and take a look down to the south, down the beach, because this is a good vantage point. Back at that main Lifeguard Tower, off in the distance, I'm going to zoom in. You'll see Mission Beach far down there, and that landmass in the back, that is Point Loma, and Ocean Beach is back that way. Okay, turning around again to walk towards the pier. Oh, if you wanted like the super secret spot that nobody sits on this little boardwalk, there's like a second tier right here. You can set up your chair right there. It's kind of not very windy. That's a neat little spot to hang out that I think people don't even often realize that little tier is there. On busy summer weekends, you'll find people filling up the beach. You'll find people filling up the grass because it gets quite busy here in Pacific Beach. I mentioned parking's a challenge. If you come here on a summer weekend, you can expect to be parking a half mile or a mile away from the beach in the residential neighborhoods because there are no big parking. A lot of people like to come here to work out. This guy is really quite impressive. I don't think I could do that. But that's, I'm impressed by that guy. As are the people walking behind me. I think they're impressed as well. Now, coming up, this is part of the buildings of Crystal Pier. There's Wahine's Surf Boutique. This is a girls' surf shop. So if you're a girl and you're looking for some surf shop type clothes, bikini, things like that, check this out. Or if you're a guy looking for something for your girlfriend, wife, sister, that's the spot. If you're looking for dudes' board shorts, that is not the spot. Famous place to eat here is Kono's Surf Club in this lime green building. They serve breakfast all day, but they close at like 2 or 3 p.m., something like that. Now, where Crystal Pier meets the street, this is Garnett Avenue. This is the main eating, drinking, shopping part of Pacific Beach. So there's a lot of bars and restaurants as you head down Garnett. If you're driving down it, though, it's really kind of a slow drive. If you're looking for tacos and some Mexican food, there's a place just right here at the foot of Crystal Pier called City Tacos that has some pretty solid taco options. And Kono's has a neat little outdoor patio right here that you can enjoy your all-day kind of Hawaiian-inspired breakfast. And they've also got a coffee cart right here. Get some espresso, coffee, tea, or smoothies. Another nice hotel, if you're looking for nice hotels, is this one called Tower 23. It's called Tower 23 because the Lifeguard Tower that's right down there on the sand is Tower 23 in front of this hotel. It's also got a nice oceanfront restaurant there, a pool in the center. If I was picking a hotel to stay at in Pacific Beach, I would probably pick this one. The boardwalk continues for about a mile in this direction, and where Pacific Beach ends roughly is where you see that landmass out that way. That begins La Jolla, and so some of the best surfing is right out in this part of Pacific Beach, the most north part of Pacific Beach, where the waves are pretty calm. If we zoom in a little more even, and I hold this steady, it's windy, so this is hard. You can see somebody out there is kite surfing today, and there's a fair few surfers out there in the water. It's not big surf today, and so it's not as busy as it would be if the waves were actually big and pumping. Looking back on Crystal Pier, we're going to go ahead and take a walk down this right now. But you can see just how windy it is today, because at the other side of the foot of Crystal Pier, there's a shop that sells like windmobile things, these things, and they are going pretty good today. That parrot is paddling pretty hard. Oh, by the way, I should mention there's also another little eating area right here on Crystal Pier for Kono's. So if you get the breakfast at Kono's, you can come over there and eat at that deck. I think most people don't know that that one's there, but that's where the best ocean view is. I think this is the best bargain in San Diego for an ocean view breakfast is get your food at Kono's. Here on the left, walk across the boardwalk to that little seating area. Crystal Pier is kind of unique as piers go because it's like a private pier. It actually has this gate that's locked, and so you might come up to it and think, gosh, I can't go down it. But hiding behind the sign that says no bikes and skateboards is a sign that says public welcome that they hide back here. This gate actually just opens. It's not locked during 7 a.m. to sunset, and you can just head right in and walk down it. So don't let that gate intimidate you thinking that it's for guests only. If you get one of these cottages on the pier, then you can actually drive your car right on the pier. You can park right in front of your cottage, get some rock star parking. This pier is made of wood, and so, walking on it, just be careful where you step because it's not a super even thing to walk. And if you kind of wonder, like, hey, what do the view of these things kind of look like? Well, on the back of them, they've got like little patios. You can see they've got like a barbecue back there and super great views of the beach. How often do you get a cottage where your view is like the beach sideways? That's a really unique view to have of the beach. That's not a super good one to look down. We'll see a little bit more as we go this way. I think the super premium cottages, though, most of them are numbered, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The super premium cottages are the ones closest over the water. Then those are lettered, and you can see they start to get angled a little differently. So they also get a little bit more of the ocean view and ocean breeze, though. Everything's pretty breezy over here. One of these cottages is not like the other one. One of these cottages just doesn't belong. Well, maybe it belongs, but one of them is for bait and tackle. So if you're coming here to fish, you can get your fishing poles, you can get your bait right here on the pier, and you can see something they have to do a lot is actually replace this wood. And so we've got someone out here giving us a new deck on it. At this little bait and tackle shop, this is no license needed. $15 for 1 hour, $30 for all day. It includes the rod, knife, bait, basically everything you need to fish right there. And the water temperature today, in case you're wondering, is 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is pretty chilly. Okay, so we'll go ahead and look down the beach here. This is looking to the north, where we were looking earlier, the best surf spot. And then looking back this way, you can see that cottage on the corner with that amazing view. And then we look this way, and you can see the people coming down the pier towards us. And then looking this way, the cottages on the other side, and looking back north towards where we started the walk, Mission Beach, Point Loma in the background. Just to give you your bearings, if you want to see where we started the walk, I am zooming in to this blue building back here, which is roughly, we started in front of that kind of bluish hotel that's in the middle. It's kind of hard to keep this steady with the 10x zoom, so that's where it is. Okay, so we'll just continue to walk down the end of this pier so you can see what the view from the end looks like. I'm one of those people that always has to finish things and get to the end. I can't walk halfway down the pier and just give up on it. If you've not checked out my Mission Beach video, you'll want to do that. There's a link in the description to that. Some other attractions you might want to connect with Pacific Beach include a visit to La Jolla up in the north. I've got a whole travel guide about La Jolla. What's really neat there is they've got this pool area, ocean pool, small beach that a lot of seals make home to it. So you can see a lot of seals in La Jolla, a lot of birds in La Jolla. La Jolla's a more expensive neighborhood, and so it's a little bit more upscale, quieter, less of a party atmosphere than Pacific Beach is. Here towards the end, the pier kind of goes up a little bit. We see some people with their rods fishing, and this is a great spot to watch the surfers try to catch the waves. Today is probably best for a longboard because the waves aren't big, but really good for those kite boarders too. Definitely with the wind, it is a kite boarding day. And then as we get here to the end, because Crystal Pier has that intimidating gate that makes it look like you can't come down here, not many people come on this pier. So if you're looking for a fairly uncrowded pier to walk down to just enjoy the nature, the wind, the natural atmosphere, this is the place to do it. And roughly looking out this way, where the boardwalk ends on this bluff top is somewhere right about here. This building has a lot, Capri by the Sea has a lot of vacation rentals in it. Next to it, there are some hotels up there that you could stay at. Overall, kind of a really neat place to be at the end of this pier. Well, if you enjoyed this walking tour and you want to see more of my walking tours, you can check them all out in this playlist right here. Or if you want to see La Jolla to the north, my travel guide, not a walking tour, but just all about visiting La Jolla, you can find that right here. You'll also find those links in the description below. As usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in one of those videos.